I got a little inspiration for you. You know, we are not serving an impersonalized God, you know. You don't have to appease God the Father with praying 55 rosaries a day out of obligation. God says, I don't want your sacrifices, I want your heart. You know, the human relationship between man and woman, the marriage, is made in the image of the relationship God the Father and us, his children. You know, I had a friend and he was driving in the car and his wife said, where are you? And he said, I'm here in the car with you. And she said, no, with your thoughts, you're somewhere else. And God is the same. Where are you when you pray the rosary? If you pray the rosary out of just like obligation and not from the heart, forget it. This is not the message of Medjugorje. The message of Medjugorje is praying from the heart. Be authentic, you know. Worship God in truth and in spirit. Be authentic. Stop praying the rosary and better talk to him from heart to heart. If you don't want to pray the rosary and say, look, I have this challenge, this problem, and talk to him. God wants to hear from you, yeah? So important. He's a personal God. He's a father. He's not like the Muslim God where you have to fulfill the 5 pillars of Islam and then he's appeased and then you don't even know him, but he's appeased. God is a personal God, a Christian God, a personal God. Jesus explained it. God the Father, who is loving us, who wants to know every detail about you, everything, where you're ashamed, sexuality, everything. Talk to him. Say, this is my need, this is what I want, is this good? And then read the Bible, you know, especially sexuality. God gave us a natural order about sexuality. It should be in marriage and then we are happy. You know, I was talking to a friend and he said he was in marriage and he slept with all other women. And he had this bad feeling because God showed him, look, this is not in order what you're doing. The order, be truthful, you know, love your wife, you know, and in marriage, you understand? All these 10 commandments. A friend said, who was angry with God, said, everything in the Catholic faith is no fun. We can't drink, we can't have sex, we can't have this, we can't have that. He has no joy, no fun. No, God said everything in order. Then you are joyful. He did misunderstood. When you are doing it out of order, you're not really joyful. So the 10 commandments, they are there to help us to be in fullness and in joy. And they are not a chastisement, or how do you say, chastisement for us human beings. They are there to help us, you know. They are made out of love for us, these 10 commandments, yeah. And also, you know, when you go to confession, you have to speak out to somebody, bring things to light. Don't let them turn around in your stomach. Be authentic, talk to a priest, pray for good confession, and tell him your worries, your sorrows. A nun in Germany told me all this cancer, all this stuff, whatever, all this psychological problems, not forgiving, it's because it's staying inside of you. Speak it out in confession to a priest. Before, ask for a good confession, yeah? And go to a priest. It hasn't to be in your parish. If you don't have in good terms with the priest in the parish, go to another parish. There's no law you need to go to the confession in your parish. You can go away, go to some other priest 100 kilometers, 40 kilometers away where you feel more comfortable. And confession is there to bring things to light, to bring things in order. It's a loving God. He's waiting for you there. The priest is Jesus forgiving you, you know. As a friend said, who's Catholic and who didn't go to confession, but what did the priest say when you did this and that? And I said, sexual stuff. I said, he's not judging me, my friend. He's not judging me. He's telling me how to do things good, in proper order, that I'm happy and in peace. Yeah? Like we are in peace now, looking at Apparition Hill here. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah? And this is the creation of God. He loves us and he made this beautiful creation for us. And we make the trouble through our egoistic desires. And again, you pray to God. If you don't know the loving God the Father, you ask God the Father, please show me one time that you really, really love me. Talk to him honestly. And you know, if you said, I'm angry with you, he loves to hear. He loves to hear from you about your anger, your worries, your sorrows, yeah? And he will give you beautiful answers if you let him give the answers. If you open your heart, go into silence, as our Lady say, go in adoration, go in nature. If you don't want to go to a church, you go into nature and you find God in silence and listen, and then maybe God sends you a person who gives you an advice, or you find by coincidence a book. There's so many ways God sends you messages in your life, and you need to hear the messages. He wants to make you more in love, bring you more in tune with yourself. And there's a contradiction. If you follow the will of God, you will truly become authentic, individual. We all in the Western world want to be individual. We make tattoos. Why do we make tattoos? A friend of mine, a rabbi, said, I went into the underground in Frankfurt, and there was a guy totally tattooed, and he went up to the guy and said, man, why are you doing this, destroying your body? And the man said, I did it that you see me. We want to be recognized, but you have to let yourself be seen. God will send you signs what you should do, and just trust. We say again 3 times, Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. I surrender everything to you. I had a problem in Germany, and I was thinking until a lady said, first of all, Tom, you have the right to say no. You don't have to be a people pleaser. My niece asked me when she was 4 years old, why did they nail Jesus to the cross? I didn't know the answer because I was a people pleaser. Jesus was not a nice guy. He told in love the truth to the people. And that's, also like you often hear, oh, you have to take your cross, and it's heavy, and you are scared, and you say, no, my God, I don't want a heavy cross. I don't want to have a cross, man. I want to be happy, the right to happiness. That's what Jesus say. I bring you fullness, joy, peace. These are false teachers. You get your cross when you tell the truth. But when you are with God, you have a light cross, as Jesus said, because Jesus is with you and he helps you carrying the cross. This cross is light. When you give out your life, your ego, and you say, thy will be done. But you have to make the experience that God the Father is good, as it's written in the Bible. He wants the good for you, as Jesus says. And the rule is enthusiasm. That's St. Ignatius of Loyola. Enthusiasm is from Greek and means in entheos, being in God. When you're enthusiastic about an endeavor or what you want to do, try it out. The righteous man fell 7 times, but also you can make it a bit easier when you put in your prayer, honestly, the clause, God, thy will be done, security clause. Then, but honestly, you have to listen to it then as well, to God's will, because God's will for you is that you're happy, fullness, and joy, as Jesus said. And if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends and on social media, and give a like and leave comments how you liked it, how your experience are in Medjugorje. I'm lovely to read them as far as I can, and sometimes I can answer. It's so overwhelming, sometimes I can't answer, but I always give a like to your comments, and I try to answer when I can, and even sometimes I don't know, then maybe other people know about Medjugorje. And by the way, the cross, somebody asked the cross next to the football field, the beton cross, there's no special significance. I asked somebody from Medjugorje, and said just like out of faith, out of respect for Jesus, they made the cross in the town. And here again, you're looking on Apparition Hill, the hill on the left, and have a joyful, beautiful day wherever you are around the world. Subscribe to the channel, give a like, and leave comments, as I said. And if you like to do a donation to my ministry, you find the way to do it in the description of the video. It's very helpful for me. Thank you from the heart, and God bless you all. Please pray for me as I pray for you here in Medjugorje. And I leave you a little bit more with the view on Apparition Hill, a peaceful view here.